sorry for this, auto. You may have hidden, then you may have visible. So in this case, in the first case here, scroll is whereby in this case the scroll bars are handed to allow users to see the content when they scroll down. Or just when you are talking about scroll bars here is when you write your content or characters that are exceeding your text box or the space allocated for those characters, then you can just use scroll bars to allow easy reading of the content or navigation through the content. Now in this part we'll look at 4 various values that are used. One of them is scroll, auto, and hidden. In this case, scroll, the scroll bars are handed to allow the users to see the content when they scroll down. On the other part, this is auto, so this is by the default. In this case, the scroll bar will be shown if the content does not overflow only. Then when it overflows, then it can just use the other scroll, hidden, and visible. So this is just something that is default, and it is just applied when the content or the characters does not overflow. Okay, in this part hidden, in this case, scroll bars are not visible at the borders of the containing element. They are not visible at the container or at the borders of the containing element. The other part is just opposite of this one, and the scroll bars are visible at the borders of the containing element. Now we may have an example here to illustrate the same. So okay, let's this one, then just have this one. Okay, we can have under class, then you can just write this scroll bar, or you can just scroll bar. Can just write your characters here. Push to them. Now, after writing that, okay, now you see your content here. This is your content now that what you've called. So this is the content now that we've written. Now we want to include what you call now the scroll bars into that content. Now you can just go to your browser just here. In between your head tags where we have style tags, you can just write okay scroll bar. then you can set margin say auto. Okay, can you just set padding, which is px. Okay, you can just set int, which is 200 px, and just set height to 50 px. You can just set overflow. Now is whereby you include the scroll bars. Now overflow here, you can just use either scroll. So in the first case we'll just use scroll, then we'll try the others. Now you can have display, can have it as block, can have it as block. After that you can just go to your browser here, then you just refresh and see how it appears. Now you see now how it appears. Now you have the scroll, now. See now it is appearing as that. Now you see now that's what we are talking about now after that you can just use, instead of scroll, you can just use auto. So it will be just by default, so it will be just by default. No, see now it will be just by default. You see now it has changed the way it is. Now when you use auto, it will just determine the where to set your scroll bars. Now after that, the other part you can just use hidden. We have said hidden is the scroll bar are not visible. You can just have hidden. Now you can refresh. See now these here are not seen. They are not seen. The scroll bar is not visible here. Is not visible here. See now the scroll bar is not visible here, so it will be hard to scroll down your content. Now the other part you could just say you can have it as visible. Now you scroll, you refresh. See now it is visible. Now you see it has just extended your border and it just come down there. So that's what we mean. Now the scroll bar are not visible at the borders of the containing element. You see now that's all what we are talking about. So next part on our tutorial we'll discuss more. So if you are just new into this channel, remember to subscribe, like and share with your friends. Now thank you guys for watching.